Go Blue, everyone. Here we go with Michigan's recruiting bonanza. Got a new quarterback, Savion just had an official visit to Michigan, a recruiting roundup coming up, and even BROHIO trying to talk some sense into Buckeyes. It's all coming up next on Michigan Wolverines Live. And we're back with another episode of Michigan Wolverines Live, episode 204. My name's John Diadamo. I'm back. Go Blue, everybody. Back as your host today for the next hour and a half or so. We're coming to you live from everywhere. We're coming to you from YouTube, X, Twitch, and if you want to listen to us on the road, we sound really good on radio. Check us out at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, and iHeart. And as you join us, help us get this thing out there. It's free to hit the like button. If you like what we put out there, you like the content, hit that like button. Subscribe so that you know when we're live, you know when we're coming up with our shows. And if you have a sec to share this YouTube link out with at least one friend, it goes a long way. If you have just one person you want to send it to, a message board, a Facebook group, a Discord, whatever. And last but not least, send us a super chat for your comment or question to be read on screen. That's right, folks. All right, y'all. Coming up here, as always, did a fantastic job while I was out in California. TJ, how you doing? Go Blue.
What up, man? Go Blue. Shout out to the community. Shout out to Blue Wolverine on our Twitch, throwing some crazy emojis I've never seen before. Shout out to him. And yeah, man, glad to be here. We have so much to talk about. Recruiting is hot. And we got some more goodies to talk about. So stay tuned. We'll hit it all. Shout out to the Michigan Nation. Shout out to Eric for the super chat as well.
Yeah, shout out to Marmar,
and
Doug.
GT.
We got Moose here, and we are going to talk about Hyder. Don't you worry, Moose. And yes, Russell, Toes, and we do have a few. Look at all these people who are members who are hanging out with us.
Yeah, thank you.
These emojis actually show up.
No, dude.
Whoa, what's going on? They never show up on here. So that's Blue Wolverine going. Oh, it's because he's on Twitch.
I know, but like,
that's cool.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Why does that work for Twitch? I mean, I guess it's streaming's bigger on Twitch than YouTube. I guess I don't know. It'd be sweet if the YouTube emojis showed up too, because our emojis are fire.
Absolutely. Mark, thank you so much. And if you're wondering why Mark is congratulating me, we're going to talk about that at the very, very end of the show. But it's some exciting news and why I was gone last week. GT coming at us already with the 5. If BROHIO is the voice of reason in your fan base, you have been living in delusion for far too long. That's straight facts. And I loved seeing that, because it's like, this is a guy who was built up on the Netflix documentary as the voice of reason, and we're going to talk about it more later, but just kind of hilarious that now he's the one saying, maybe we need to just cool our jets. This guy saying cool our jets, lower your expectations. I think that's hilarious. GT, always appreciate you.
Bro, there's a lot of, I think we're going to talk about it more, John, so I guess we'll hold off on it, but there's a few Buckeyes backpedaling. Somebody who had a countdown clock no longer count down in the clock, you know? So, yeah, I mean, it's I'm telling you, it's interesting to watch, observe, and when things come out, we're gonna have a hell of a show, you know? So, hey, I'm telling you, bookmark the receipts, because we're gonna do, I already have a plan. Here's my plan.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go live whenever the announcement is. If it goes in our favor, as I anticipate it will, but we'll see, you know, maybe it doesn't, maybe we take an L, we'll still go live. But if it does go in our favor, I want people to tag us throughout the show in like old posts from these crazy Buckeyes and Sparties, and we're just going to cook them. We're going to cook them all show, receipt season. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah, I can't wait. Either way, I'm really excited to just say either we told you so, or you know what, take an L. Yeah. But either way, it's going to be great to just have this be over, and it's coming. I mean, it is going to come in the next month or two. It's always coming. It's never not coming. Shout out to Bull, and we'll get there. Eric Bedinger. Now, I'm assuming this is different from the other Eric that used to be at Voice of College Football, who's the Oregon. This is not the Oregon fan, Eric, I don't think. $9.99. I'm going to my first Michigan game this year, September 12th, against Central Michigan. Any recommendations on what to eat or see while I'm in Ann Arbor? Hey, chat, help. I want you guys to chime in here, too. Chime in on where you think, if you've been to Ann Arbor, chime in the chat where you think Eric needs to go. But we went to some great places when we were at the spring game. One in like, it depends on your budget, obviously. We went to a place called the Chop House, Wink Martindale. So that's always possible. You might run into a celebrity. You go to the Chop House, good steaks. But you can get, you could go to Ashley's, have a beer right on State Street. You can go to the Brown Jug and have a burger in honor of Jim Harbaugh and Burgergate. There's a lot you can do. TJ, you got to enjoy it recently, and I know you got to have some stuff as well.
Yeah, I liked Ash. I love Ashley's. That's like kind of my favorite place. But that's an Ann Arbor original. I'm trying to think where else would I like absolutely recommend you go. There's Zingerman's Deli, but like good luck. There's usually a long ass line there.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know. Okay, I'll say this though. So when you do come to the game and you want to hit a tailgate, check out the golf course. There's usually some good tailgates there. A lot of people are very willing to have you come in and they'll even give you free beer sometimes, free food, but maybe sometimes you got to throw $5 here and there, but like do that, hit the golf course. That's where the tailgates are, or the parking lot right by the stadium. That's where you want to go before the game, a good hour or two before the game. But then other than that, where else would we recommend? Oh shit, there's that one bar we went to on the alley. What's that place called on the alley?
I don't even remember. I know I remember being there with Wolverine in Ohio, or formerly. Yeah, he was there.
I've been there a few times. I don't know why. It's something on the alley.
Yeah. But my go-tos are always Ashley's for a brew.
I like Ashley's.
And some food, some wings, whatever. Brown Jug.
Oh yeah, Brown Jug, dude. Have to go to Brown Jug. Have to go to Brown. Oh, the Pretzel Bell is pretty solid. And there was one more, but I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
Zinger. Well, depends how old you are.
Yeah, Skeeps.
How old you are.
If you're young 20s or teens.
If you're in your 30s, if you want to go to a good ass place, go to Skeeps, but you're going to want to go early. The line is crazy. Skeeps is called Scorekeepers. So Skeeps is slang for scorekeepers. Be on the lookout for that.
Absolutely. So hopefully that gives you some, Eric, but the chat will keep going.
Go there. Like you'll find Michigan players that go there and shit. So
yeah. Michigander 1212 asks the question. So no one can say, hey, you're talking about memberships too much. This person brought it up. We've got to respond. How do I buy a membership? You're going to go to the join link. We're about to put it right on the screen for you. And you'll have 3 options to choose from. So here it is. There's the link. Boom. And you can go there and you got 3 options. You've got $2.99. You've got the $4.99, which starts to get you that access to the members only streams. We are doing one next Monday, by the way, at 8 p.m. Eastern, members only stream. Market next Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And you start to just get more stuff. $9.99, you get to a say in some of the topics of the show. And also it's been endorsed by the man himself, Connor Stallions, for the Connor Stallions Espionage team. And here's Connor talking about it.
What's up, guys? Connor Stallions here. Appreciate you for being a part of the highest tier, the Connor Stallions team. Appreciate you. Go Blue. We need you dialed in this year. We got to make another deep run into March, ideally into April this year. Go Blue. And also, we're going for 5 in a row against the Buckeyes in football. And let's get back in the playoffs and win this thing again. Go Blue. Keep being great.
Keep being great.
Yeah, and just for anyone who else wants to know, if you want to become a member, there is. So if you go to the main homepage on your mobile, but apparently on Apple, it's different. But next to subscribe is join. And I tried showing that on my phone on the camera, but for some reason it doesn't want to take it. But yeah, there is. So next to join, although I do see Michigander figured it out. So glad to have you part of the community, man.
Yeah, very cool. So yeah, Michigander has just become a leaders and best member. Thank you so much. Refresh and enjoy your emojis.
Yes,
so
sir.
Very, very cool. Thank you for that. The Bull has been a member for 12 months.
1 year. For those who can count.
So a little early for marriage. So congrats. I got engaged. That's what happened. So we'll talk more about that later. I did get engaged.
Congrats on the marriage, man.
A little over a week ago, I proposed, and then we went on a trip to Cali, did the photos and all of that good stuff in Cali. So that's what we did. We saw a comedy show. We'll talk. I'll give you a little recap at the very end because I know some people just want to hear. Some people want to hear about recruiting, and that's cool. There's a lot of recruiting news. Lance was 7 months. I have another emoji idea. Love this, by the way. Mason Graham,
I wrote
Ohio State pussy. Go Blue. That's hilarious.
Facts.
Thank you. And thank you for 7 months. Wolverine, not so casual, as I like to call him, with the 10. I troll the 11 Warriors message board sometimes. 22 Buck and BROHIO are biased, but not crazy. And reading between the lines, both of them think that Premier Drum and Buckeye Scoop, a.k.a. the Hammer Crew, a.k.a. Massive, are full of shit. And you're so right, Wolverine Casual. There are actually some rational Buckeyes here. Doreen's here. I'm sure Garrison's hanging around somewhere. There's some people who they're a little bit more reasonable.
Yeah, he'll watch the replay. But I mean, look, I think a lot of Buckeyes. I think just the lack of smoke or fire from the committee of infractions meeting that happened a week ago. I think a lot of them are kind of like, oh, maybe it's not what I anticipated. You know, a lot of them were expecting like a hammer to come just from that meeting, even though we know that nothing was going to come out of that meeting other than just reviewing everything and getting everybody's testimony. But we'll see. You know, we got 30 to 90 days, and then the truth will be out.
Yeah, for sure. We're getting really close. Junior, $1.99. I love the show. Thank you for interacting on X. Listen, this is what we eat, sleep, breathe, love to talk about. If there's a topic going on, you want to chop it up on X, we're down. Like, let's make it happen.
Yeah, man. I mean, I love interacting with everybody. I like it. We have fun. You know, like I mess around with everybody all the time on there. So, especially GIF games. You know, if you have a good GIF game, let's go. I like doing the GIF offs. You know, GIF offs. But yeah, man, fun always interacting with the community on the X. For
sure. Blue has been a member for 10 months. Holy crap. We're already in the 10-month and longer range for our memberships, which is wild stuff. It feels like yesterday when we rolled these things out. TJ and John, where's the breakfast cheeseburger and milk video? What is? Am I forgetting something?
Yeah, remember because Jim Harbaugh cheeseburger and milk for breakfast.
Oh, so he wants us to like film ourselves with the cheeseburger and milk.
So I forgot what it was, but we talked about it. I don't remember why. Like I know we talked about like. I don't know. I think people were like, why would you do that for breakfast? And I was like, well, I'm down. Like, I like milk and I like cheeseburgers, bro. I mean, I would do that for breakfast. I think that might be what it is. I remember milk is, shut up, Matt. Milk is not disgusting.
Yeah.
Milk is excellent.
Wolverine
milk every day.
Wolverine, not so casual with the 2. I like, it's good. Chocolate milk is another good thing for athletes too. Athletes drink chocolate milk.
I'm a big chocolate milk fan. I don't drink it a lot though. I did have it on Sunday for Father's Day though.
My
But,
health teacher recommended chocolate milk back in the day.
if you are an athlete, it's not terrible. I mean, obviously the sugar is not ideal, but it does have the calories and the protein, and I mean, it has just as much protein as milk. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like, you need fuel. Chocolate milk's not so bad.
Wolverine, not so casual with another 2. Does the On3 NIL report hurt the Hyder recruitment? Yeah, it's interesting to see what's going on with the dynamics between because Hyder seems like he's kind of a private guy,
Yeah.
like just kind of wants to do his recruiting and like go through the process. And sometimes there's stuff that jumps the gun a little and stuff that speculates a little. And I'm not going to point to one specific outlet, but he likes to be more private.
I kind of want to hit on it because I was going to hit on it with the recruiting update, but we can just hit on it now. Like, all right, so obviously the number got out. Like, there's a number in terms of a range for Savion Hyder. But a lot of people wanted to please, hey, don't shoot the messenger. But a lot of people wanted to blame EJ Holland for that. But it wasn't. It was Pete Nakos who made that article. Okay. And apparently that article has damaged the relationship between. Now, I don't know if it's resolved or if it's improved, but apparently the relationship between EJ Holland and Savion Hyder's advisor, not agent. I spoke with him over the weekend. I'm sure people might have saw it on Twitter. We had a little interaction. But it's his advisor. I don't know if that's beyond repair now or what, but obviously that Pete Nakos article was not a positive. Now, does it affect Michigan? Hopefully not. But the one thing I don't like is that number is now public, which means, and we're going to get into this in the recruiting update, Tennessee knows the number. Tennessee gets an official visit this weekend. You want to keep that type of stuff in-house. Now, of course, though, but let's also be fully transparent. The advisor would probably tell Tennessee where Michigan's at, and then that's how negotiations go down. So, at the end of the day, it might be not a negative, but it's definitely not a positive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Doreen, a member for 11 months, a Buckeye, by the way, who a lot of us met at the spring game, came to Ann Arbor, husband wearing Buckeye gear, and came to Ann Arbor. Did say that our stadium was cool though, and that the fans were cool. So that was nice. And now better bathrooms I remember that part.
F the bathrooms. It's better. The stadium was better.
It is better. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations, John and Courtney. Engagement. Yep. And marriage next. So we're on that journey. But we did get engaged. So very exciting. Junior, I'm leaving the D'Angelo for last. Junior, can we update the score emoji? We have. So I just haven't. So the thing is, I don't want to replace the other one because I'm worried about losing one. So I'm just holding that other space.
I think we can swap it out.
But if we can swap it, I'm down for the Mason Graham. I'm down for swapping it.
We're not going to lose. We won't lose anything that we've unlocked.
Okay.
So so we have, for those that don't know, you unlock emoji tier placements after you get so many members. So we've had over like 250 members. We've unlocked a crap load of them. That's why there's so many. So we don't lose them though. We won't lose them.
It looks like we have hit also 11,000 subscribers. So thank you so much to everybody who's subscribed.
Big news.
Big news. 11,000. I just saw it change over. And so thank you to everybody who's hit the subscribe button and who's come along with us through this journey, because it's like doubled or even more than doubled since I became host. Like, it is wild, the fans and everybody here. So thank you for helping us, every single one of you pretty much who has helped us get to 11,000. Really do appreciate all of that. Thank you, Junior. And we do have, I'll post the new Ohio State emoji just so that it's at the very end of the emojis, but there it is. So it is updated, but also Beats and Treats, 7 months. Let's go. Abso-freaking-lutely 7 months. And this brings us to our first topic. So let's take this one. D'Angelo with the 199 is bringing Garcia a concern for the quarterback room. Well, D'Angelo, I'm glad you asked, because our first topic today is breaking down East Carolina transfer Jake Garcia joining the Michigan Wolverines. And I just want to say this one thing before we get started, really. This, in my view, is a depth move. Remember Alan Bowman? This is an Alan Bowman type QB4 type situation. I'm cool with him at that level, like above Chase Herbstreit. Like he's probably above Chase Herbstreit. And you need that because we know Bryce is the QB1 at this point. But then what? But then after that, Mikey Keene's been injured. Jaden Davis has underperformed in what the bit he's been in. Davis Warren is out for God knows how long. There is uncertainty in the depth of the quarterback room. I don't mind this move at all. I like the fact that we're going for a quarterback for a depth piece. Let's be very real, though. 8 touchdowns, 12 interceptions is not going to get you QB1 or QB2. So I view this as an Alan Bowman. Learn from Chip Lindsey. He is a quarterback coach. That's probably one of the reasons he's come, because he wants to learn from Chip Lindsey and his quarterback coaching experience. But that was my initial take on it. I think this is a fine depth move. But what was your kind of initial thoughts when you heard about the Garcia pickup?
You know, this addition caused so much fucking turbulence in the rivals, our own fans freaking out over this. Like, I could not believe. I literally spent most of the day trying to crowd control and let people take a breath, relax. Like I had Garrison, I know people like Garrison, but I mean, there was a lot of rivals, not just Garrison, who were like, oh, this shows Underwood's not meeting expectations, or the quarterback room's in trouble, or Michigan's going to have a much worse situation than expected, and all this. Chill the F out, dude. Okay, this is to what John said. This is a depth addition to a quarterback room that does not have a lot of depth. Okay, we're talking about Bryce Underwood. We know he's number one. It's the worst kept secret in the world. Bryce Underwood's QB1. You got Mikey Keene, who's coming off of injury. He wasn't able to do any throwing during spring ball. Then you have Jaden Davis, who was the only quarterback, along with Bryce Underwood, who was able to practice all spring ball. We had only two quarterbacks all spring ball, active quarterbacks, because Davis Warren is a torn ACL. He won't be back till October. And then you have Herbstreit, who was not on campus during spring ball. You need bodies in the room, guys. So how the depth chart looks is Bryce Underwood 1, Mikey Keene 2, Jake Garcia 3, Davis Warren, Jaden Davis 4. Okay. Jaden Davis, let's just call it like it is, likely going to enter the transfer portal in December. Wish the kid all the best here, right? And then there's going to be Chase Herbstreit. That's where we are. We have a QB room of 6 guys now, but the reality is only 2 have been healthy. 2 have been healthy, so you need depth. So, this goes to show you, I like to use these moments as opportunities to observe the human condition. And what I mean by that is the rivals who know nothing. They don't know shit about Michigan other than what they're being fed, which is typically shit. Typically. Some of them are knowledgeable. Shout out to the ones we like. But they just jump on this with no knowledge, saying, oh, Michigan's quarterback room is in trouble. Bryce Underwood's obviously not meeting expectations. But the reality is they know not what they speak. And then they look like fools at the end of the day. But that's the era we live in with social media, where people talk about a subject with confidence, where they have no knowledge. And it's just, but it was just amazing to observe the panic or the freak out over this quarterback being added to the quarterback room. It's like, remember when, let's see, there was another time where everyone was freaking out. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. That was the Detroit Lions. That's a different situation. When they drafted Jahmyr Gibbs and Jack Campbell, it blows my mind how fans just overreact As we all know, Jahmyr Gibbs is amazing. I know I'm going to the Lions right now, but like people freaked out over that addition, that draft pick, man. But like Jahmyr Gibbs obviously is good, So it's amazing. I like to, when things like this occur, and if I'm aware of like the dynamics, like, and I am, because I know what Garcia is just depth. He's not challenging Underwood. And Mikey Keene is the better quarterback. And then another thing, I was on Mark Rogers' show today, John. As you know, you saw today, and we were talking about the QB the QB depth chart. Guys, here's the reality: this quarterback room is way better than last year's quarterback room. Okay, if we had this quarterback room, even without Underwood, we're a playoff team. Mikey Keene gets us to 10 wins. We're a playoff team. Okay. Yep. Jake Garcia might be a step up over Alex Orji and Jack Tuttle and Davis Warren. Okay, he might be. So, but that doesn't matter because our top two quarterbacks, Underwood and Mike Keene, are better than what we had last year. We're fine. We have a generation, and to just kind of like carry it a little further. The debate I had with Garrison was he asked me on a scale of 1 to 10, what is my concern level with this quarterback room? I told him 0 because the reality is I have Bryce, the generational quarterback, who's starting for my team for the next 3 years. And then I have Brady Smeagol, who will be carrying the torch in 2028. I'm not concerned. Barring injury, there's no concern. And then let's not. But if something were to potentially, I was going to say, let's do a hypothetical, but I don't even want to do it. Mikey Keene, if he had to play, is an upgrade. We have an offensive coordinator who is an upgrade. We're in a better position. Now, obviously, we want to run with, and I'll let you go, John. We want to run with Underwood, but guys, Keene is better than what we had last year. We'll be all right. John, go ahead.
I mean, your thoughts are this one. I'm in lockstep, basically, with the exception of I don't know. I'm not convinced Garcia's QB3. I think he might be a little lower. Like Alan Bowman was QB4. I could see him maybe. He's going to have to earn QB 2 or 3 for sure. Especially QB, because I think Mikey Keene is going to probably take QB2 pretty easily, and then we'll see from there. Davis Warren's out till end of the year. Then yeah, Garcia might go higher. We'll see what happens, but you're right. I think that forget Bryce, like Mikey Keene gets you to 10 wins. You're absolutely right. It just Zach Smith on Menace said, like, if Bryce Underwood is the number 8 quarterback in the Big Ten, Michigan is a playoff team because of the offense that Michigan runs, the running game. Even Zach, they say it's not a Buckeye podcast. There are a lot of Buckeyes that hang out there. I'll just leave it at that. But he said Bryce Underwood number 8 becomes number 8 in the Big Ten. Michigan's a playoff team, and I think that's absolutely true. Right. And even Mikey Keene could probably get Michigan to 10 wins with this schedule. So Jake Garcia is the type of player that I would expect to see in the end of the fourth quarter against the New Mexico Lobos.
I don't think we'll see him. Maybe. Yeah, I don't even think we'll see him. I think it'll be Mikey Keene getting reps. Like it's going to be the Underwood show, guys. And we know that. I mean, a lot of us know that, but I mean, I think people were just caught off guard with the timing of the Jake Garcia edition because it's not typical you add somebody in June. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a depth add. It's just insurance for the room. It's also more bodies for camp. So we're good though. I mean, listen, we have our QB1. We have our leader that's going to lead the team every Saturday. And we're going to ride or die with him. Like I said on Mark's show, listen, we have an 18-year-old that we are going to live and die with, period. End of story. If he has a bad game, then we're going to have to ride with it. I mean, we're going to go through growing pains with him. It is what it is.
Moose is not sure about Mikey Keene. And I'm just saying, look, man, the pass yards that he was able to put up, I'm not saying he's mega accurate, but what I am saying is if he's limited and if they put him on the Davis Warren plan from last year of like extremely limited passing and maybe just bring it up one notch, like check down Cade 2021, like check down Cade game plan 2021. Mikey Keene goes in there. I think he could be very similar in QB play to what Cade McNamara did for most of the games. And that's probably enough with Jordan Marshall, Justice Haynes, the line, the Wink Martindale's defense. We want Bryce to be playing. Like, let's be very clear. Like, I think Bryce must be QB1. But if I'm just saying, like, Mikey Keene probably could skate, barely get to 10 wins just based on the strength of the rest of the team. That's just a general thought there.
So I tried looking for it, but it would take me some time to find it. There is a passing chart by Pro Football Focus of Mikey Keene. Guys, 0 to 15 yards, Mikey Keene's elite. Accuracy-wise. The issue with Mikey Keene is turnovers, decision-making. Okay, but in terms of accuracy, he's elite. He's got like a high 80s accuracy. It's like 0 to 10 yards. Chip Lindsey's offense thrives in that in the 0 to 20 yard range. Mm-hmm. Mikey Keene would get us to 10 wins. I feel very confident in that positions. If I could find it, I'll bring it up. I'll look for it right now.
Yeah. So, I'm hoping that stays just a hypothetical. And we don't actually have to put it to the test, but that would be my hypothesis of like what might be happening there. We've got some additional super chats, but I know you were looking up something and wanted to, if you had a final.
Yeah, I don't know if I just don't know if I will. The problem with PFF, and people will probably, the way they have college players, it is so difficult to navigate. It's not like the NFL players. It's more challenging to find these like advanced metrics that I don't know. It's just a pain in the ass. So I'll try and find it, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
The Bull with the $4.99. Let's fucking go. Michigan taking over all of YouTube. Let's get to 20K. Bull is throwing it down right now. Challenging everybody. Let's get this channel to 20,000 subscribers. And with what's been happening the last year and a half, I could see it. I mean, it would take a lot, but listen, you guys have gotten us this far to 11,000 subscribers. I think anything's possible at this point. Literally anything. With what you guys have done. So thank you to Bull. And I also want to thank Eric Bedinger. Eric Bedinger is now the latest Connor Stallions espionage team member. That's our highest level of membership, and I've already added you to the ticker. Thank you, Eric. That is fucking awesome. I appreciate you so much. Go Blue. And welcome to the Connor Stallions tier.
Yeah, I found it, John. And Eric, thank you very much for joining that tier. We appreciate it. It means a lot, man. So welcome to the community, brother, and enjoy your time in Ann Arbor. So check this out. So here it is. So this is Mikey Keene's metrics, right? So one of the things I want to show you guys is look at the completion percentage behind the line of scrimmage in between the 0 and 10. He's in the 80% range. Okay. Chip Lindsey thrives in the 0 to 10 range, right?
That's all you need, man.
So then when he gets to medium, he's at 66%. 66%, guys, as long as you're above 65%, that's good. Then obviously the deep shots are where he hurts himself. But we don't need Mikey Keene to do the deep shots. We need him to keep defenses honest, guys. The other concern that he has, obviously, is his turnovers. But you could see like the breakdown here. They have the NFL rating. I mean, you can see right here, 105.2 NFL rating, 86, 101. I mean, like he's a good quarter. Like he is capable, guys. He's far better than we've had last year. He would outshine anything we had. But I mean, look at the PFF grade. Period. He is an above average passer, guys. His issue is turnover, and obviously the deep ball is not the best. You know, that's just where we are. So anyone who wants to take shots at Mikey Keene, I'm telling you, you shouldn't. He was an upgrade over what we had last year.
Yeah. Hey, Moose is even taking it a step further. We could fill the big house with 100K. Why can't we hit 100K subs? Moose, your lips to Maize and Blue God's ears there, because that would be amazing. So amazing. So there you go. There's your little.
Do they not love Michigan? Because if they love Michigan, they should be subscribing to the best Michigan show on YouTube.
for sure. But that was really, and if you look at Cade McNamara, I bet it's similar in terms of, I mean, I don't have his stats in front of me, but I'm betting it's similar from a completion 0 to 20 yards versus more of a medium ball. So yeah, like if Mikey Keene were to produce at that level, where he could nail the checkdowns and nail a slightly longer ball, that's really all you need when you're combining it with the run game that Michigan has. And the occasional trick play. Like, I would expect to see Kendrick Bell as quarterback at least one play this year. Ohio. But look out, because they like to Sharon likes to sprinkle in the wide receiver or running back or linebacker becomes a quarterback for a play. So look out for that as well. All right. Just a quick reminder that we do want to encourage everybody to who has a business, product, a service, or a personal brand, go ahead and email us at sponsorships at vocfb.com. Learn how sponsorships at Voice of College Football can benefit you, including the Michigan channel. You want to sponsor the Michigan channel, or you got to hook up with an owner of a business, somebody who would really love to get in front of a whole bunch of Michigan football fans and some other football fans who come by as well, who have disposable income. Go ahead and email sponsorships at vocfb.com, and let's get that rolling. Really appreciate that. And then, of course, our new website. Check out http://vocfb.com, which is our new website with articles, with content, a lot going on there. We have a really interesting article about the coaches with the hottest seats in 2025. I recommend people check out. I think it's really interesting. Of course, Lincoln Riley is the headline there. So learn about which coaches, according to our author, have the hottest seats in 2025. And TJ, I know you've been big on helping create this site as well.
Yeah, I mean, the website, we're working on it, we're building it, we're looking to make it better. It's not a finished product. We have more to go, but we're excited about the initial launch. We are actually going to be in another hiring phase for writers. So if anyone has interest in writing, reach out to me. We'll see where we go from there, but we actually have a bunch of interviews lined up for a bunch of new writers. So, yeah, man, be on the lookout for that. As we get into the season, this website will be only better.
Absolutely. So check it out. It's a good time. You might see some more from me in the next couple of weeks as well. It's always fun to post an article or two every now and then. But yeah, thank you for. Oh, it looks like our friend Kaoki is here. Kaoki Kopina, friend of the program. Micah Kopina's dad is in the house. Apologize, I missed a bunch, but provided Keene's muscle tear or whatever his injury was, he is better. I love him as the backup. Don't need him to throw a whole lot, just manage the game. Exactly what we're saying, Kaoki. Exactly. And we're really glad you're back, man. So yeah, go Blue. You're always welcome here. Always.
And you did miss a lot. You did miss a lot, Kyoki. What are you doing? I'm just kidding.
All right. So let's get to this. Recruiting has picked up both in commitments, but also in what we're hearing of future commitments that may be coming down the pike. So things are starting to really heat up, and I'm calling it the Michigan recruiting bonanza. And it does seem like that Michigan has had a long game here. And, I'll confess to being a little impatient sometimes when it comes to NIL stuff, especially just based on my history of and what we've seen in the past with NIL and kind of some of the mismanagement Ward Manual. But I will say, it seems like with the House bill and everything kind of squared away there, it does seem like Michigan is finally starting to play ball and talk money, which is very welcome, very needed. And right before Victor's weekend. That's what we want to be hearing. TJ, what you're following this practically every minute, talking to recruits, talking to people. What would you say? Would you say the House bill is kind of the big factor? Would you say? And I know you guys touched on this last week, but guess what? I wasn't here, so we're gonna talk about it again a little. but I do want to kind of unpack it a little bit more. Like, what do you think has changed the last few weeks?
I mean, it's major, and we talked about this leading. Like, those who've watched us know, and it wasn't really a secret. Michigan was waiting for this House bill to pass. We talked about it. I know some people have their doubts though, because it always seems like Michigan's waiting for this to happen or this to happen before they start. But we knew that, we were told, like, people were like, anyone who had it in, the word was that once the House bill is passed, that is when Michigan will begin talking numbers. Once it was passed, boom, we got Mikhail Blades Sunday. The House bill was passed on a Friday. Okay, we get Mikhail Blades Sunday night. We get Alistair Vallejo Monday. Michigan just starts locking them down. They try to do the flip attempt with Brady Marchese, right? The Georgia kid. And they almost got him. They got him to call Georgia and try and decommit, but Georgia was able to 180 that one back, right? So, but now we're seeing, and this past weekend's a great example. We're going to talk about recruiting update, guys. We're going to get into all of it, but we're seeing Michigan is now green light mode, all in, bro. Their entire recruiting strategy and plan is in place. They know how they want to structure the roster. They know how they want to distribute the salary, the revenue share, and they already have the collectives and the donors all aligned. They got the collectives, the donors, and the revenue share. Everything is planned. Michigan is ready to go. They've been planning this for months, years even. And when I mean years, I mean a year. I know Sean McGee has had this. This is why I was so critical Michigan retained Sean McGee, because Sean McGee has had this plan in place for a long time, expecting and anticipating this House bill to go through, which is why Michigan was so cautious and not being overly aggressive and not promising kids things they couldn't guarantee until a House bill was established. And it's going to go a long way. Like, we are really on the verge of a major, I would say, 3 to 4 weeks here. We're going to talk about it. A lot of kids that Michigan is leading for, which we will get into more. They have scheduled commitment dates, and we're going to hit on every single one of them in the next few weeks. And Michigan is in a great position for a lot of these guys. So the reality is, what has changed? Michigan has a green light, and it's go time.
Love hearing that. It's go time, and it couldn't have come at a better time when there are some serious heavy hitters visiting and just visited. And we have to start with the one that has just been on the radar continuously as Michigan's number one target on the big board. Savion Hyder made his official visit to Michigan last weekend, and he is visiting Tennessee coming up this weekend. I do have to just say, the picture of Savion Hyder, of Bryce Underwood, and I need to find it now. Bryce Underwood handing off. Here it is to say, TJ. You got it. You got it too.
I got this highlight tape going, but show the picture.
Yeah, real quick. This goes hard, man. There's TJ reposting it. Bryce Underwood handing off to Savion Hyder. Just a beautiful thing. It is clear that they are pulling out all the stops to get Savion Hyder to commit to Michigan. How confident should Michigan be with Tennessee still to come this weekend?
This is the number one player on Michigan's board. And anyone who's been following recruiting or has been watching our show, Michigan hits on all of its number ones. So far, we're batting 1,000. Underwood was number one for the 2025 class. Yaxel Landenborg was the number one transfer portal target for the basketball team. Hit that. This is the number one for 2026, and it is Savion Hyder. They think very big things of him. He is a 5-star. He's the number one running back in the nation. Michigan absolutely crushed it this weekend. We knew going into it that Michigan was in a great position. And what is Michigan? Which the fans? What's the confidence level? Well, the confidence level is we're in a great spot. But the reality is we have one more official visit we have to get through, and it is Tennessee. And we do know Michigan, and we do know, and because Tennessee kind of came on late. But what we know is Tennessee is going to come swinging this weekend. So as long as Michigan can maintain its lead out of the weekend against Tennessee, we're going to be in a fantastic position because it really is a Michigan-Tennessee battle. The other schools are out of it. It's down to these two schools. But the great news is Savion and his advisor, okay, it's his advisor, not his agent. Like I mentioned, I had an interaction with him over the weekend. So, he clarified that he's not Savion's agent. He's just his advisor. But he was there from Thursday all the way to the end of the weekend. He was there a day early to get all the presentations. Empower did a great job. They're one of the collectives. And as you could see, they brought Bryce Underwood to literally recruit Savion Hyder to Michigan because these two in the backfield together, which could very well happen in 2 years, not this year, but next year, or not this coming season, but the next season, it could happen. So, we'll have to see where we are right now. I would say we can be cautiously optimistic, but I think we all know this is recruiting and we have a big weekend that we have to get out of. After this weekend, we'll have a much better, clearer picture. Savion Hyder is looking to commit in July or August. Now he's very, he's not public, he's very, he keeps things close to the vest. That's why they didn't, the NACOS article that just came out ticked off the Hyder family. They're not happy about it. It was not, I want to clarify this because sometimes I feel like EJ gets unnecessary, shrapnel. This was not EJ. This was Pete NACOS put out an article. Pete NACOS, by all accounts, is trying to fix the situation. He's the one who put out what Savion Hyder's number or range of number is, where it is. We won't talk about it out of respect to the situation. It's not hard to find though if you want to look for it. But yeah, so I mean, it's just how does Michigan look out of next weekend? We will have a better idea after the official visit with Tennessee.
Yeah, I feel very good, but it's a cautious optimism because, like you said, Tennessee's coming hard, but Michigan, I believe, is prepared to counter. I believe Michigan is gonna counter. I think that they're gonna try to because they're number one. Like Michigan gets their number one often. And especially the last couple of years, they're willing to put the money together between the collectives, between maybe Queen Jolene Ellison, and some other things. They're gonna put the money together. That money will not be the reason if he decides to go to Tennessee. I firmly believe that. Here's why I think Michigan still has the advantage. Heupel's offense. So Heupel's offense is a more sling it, pass happy, quarterback happy offense than I'd say Michigan's is more of a balanced offense. Where before Michigan was a run heavy, now that I'd say they're going to be more balanced, but they're still not going to be as sling it, go nuts in the pass game like Heupel has been in his career. And because of that, the running back doesn't have the same amount of opportunity to shine as at a school like Michigan, where it's probably going to be closer to a 50-50 split, where, Bryce is going to throw the ball, but the running backs are going to get some serious play. And that's the whole goal, is that Bryce slings it to open up the run so that they don't just stack 10 in the box. And then it opens up Hyder to go nuts. Because if Bryce can just score not even deep balls all the time, but the 0 to 20 and then the mid range, it's going to open up the defense for Hyder to score some serious touchdowns. So I just see Michigan's offense, that's the advantage, is Michigan's offense philosophy versus Tennessee's. I think that's what it's going to come down to. TJ.
I think that's a major advantage, along with the relationship Tony Alford has with Savion Hyder. Tony Alford started building this relationship with Savion Hyder all the way back to when he was at Ohio State. Michigan's in a great spot, guys. The truth is about, in my opinion, from how I read the situation, the Tennessee official visit's really about Savion Hyder seeing if it's a fit for him. Michigan, he loves Michigan. He loves everything about, he loves the scheme, he loves the development, he loves the relationships, the coaching staff. They see themselves at Michigan. It's just they're going to go on an official visit and they're going to see, is this or is this not the right fit? And then that's just where it is, but like we all know, this is recruiting. Things can flip, things can change at the drop of a dime. Ask Brady Marchese how that goes, right? I mean, we just saw it literally last week. We saw recruitment go one direction and then just within 3 hours go the complete opposite direction. I mean, that's what makes recruiting so addicting, I think, because it's not easy to get these kids, and it's a very challenging hurdle for these coaching staffs to secure these kids in these classes and keep them in the class. So we'll see. I mean, I think we're in a good spot. And I shared this 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Michigan is willing to do what it needs to do to get Savion Hyder in the class. They're willing to financially do what they need to do. So we'll see. One thing I will say, since the number got dropped in the chat, people were talking about in the portal, why isn't Michigan spending these large amounts of numbers for these average? Well, because you can see, why would you spend $1.5 million for an average tackle when I could spend this kind of money for the number one running back in the nation?
Right.
So that's why. That's Michigan's philosophy. They rather invest the big dollars in elite talents coming out of high school than average talents coming out of the portal demanding a crazy number.
Yeah, and if this 600, 800 is accurate, which it does seem like a couple of sources are throwing around that level out there.
That was the number in the P. Nakos article.
Yeah, and there are a few. I've seen it a few other places too, but yeah, I think that's probably pretty close, and it's going to come down to Michigan just out dueling from a cash perspective, and then everything else that, like, let's face it, from an academic perspective, Michigan clears Tennessee in almost every single academic major you could think of. Michigan clears Tennessee. So if it's academics, which I know academics is at least a factor, I don't think it's the most important, but I know it's a factor for him and his family. And Michigan clears Tennessee in that regard. So Tennessee's going to do they're going to pull out full court press. There's no doubt about it. But I still feel strong that at the end of the day, Hyder picks Michigan.
If I had to call it, I think Hyder picks Michigan.
Absolutely. And I will just say I'm not going to claim insider knowledge, but I have had a little bit of a DM back and forth, and he seems like a cool dude. And he seems like he's got the right attitude that a Michigan player, like a Michigan man, every interview that we've done on here, they've had such just good attitudes about that they're going to work their butts off to try to get on the field. Like every single interview from that we've done since we started doing interviews, and he's got that same mentality, and I love it. So that's kind of where we're at with Hyder, but we got a lot more to talk about. So there's a lot more folks. And so in addition to Hyder, looks like Malachi Lee is next on the list here. So Definitely what's kind of the update on the offensive line potential pickups here with Lee and John turn time?
Yeah, Malachi Lee is the next big one. It's another big fish. This is the number one offensive line target for Michigan. He is going to be visiting this weekend for Victor's Weekend. This is Michigan's opportunity to completely stomp out the SEC momentum. The two teams that have been pushing hard for Malachi Lee are Texas and Alabama. Texas more recently than Alabama. But here's what makes this very interesting. Malachi Lee is visiting Michigan this weekend. Malachi Lee is announcing his commitment on June 27th, the very next Friday. Okay, that's good news. That's good. That means Michigan gets the last impression. Michigan has led for Malachi Lee for a very long time. Michigan has been the constant in this recruitment, and I feel good about this recruitment. I do know from somebody I've spoken with that they feel that this is going to be Michigan's to lose, but we will find out after this weekend. So I think we're in a great spot. We'll find out. Michigan's got to knock it out of the park, but the SEC teams, Texas mainly, are the ones pushing the hardest. We'll see if Michigan is able to secure the pledge on June 27th for Malachi Lee. Next player we're going to talk about is another interesting one. Texas is also involved here. John Turntine, who is the the second highest rated guard in the class, guys. This guy is big time. John Turntine is we have not talked about him enough. We have talked about him, but not enough. And what's interesting is momentum actually seems to be building for Michigan. And the reason why is because Texas is filling up its offensive line class. And he is from Texas. So there is buzz that Michigan has put itself in a great position for John Turntine. Here's what's interesting. He is going to be announcing his commitment on July 4th. You're going to see a trend with a lot of these kids we're going to talk about. They're going to be committing within the next 2 to 3 weeks. A lot of them, almost all of them. I'll tell you every single date on every single kid. Next guy we're talking about, John, is Calvin Russell. And I know we have a huddle tape for him. Here's what's interesting about this recruitment. I'm going to let you guys know some inside info here. So Calvin Russell was not planned to come to Michigan for an official visit until as recently as last week. Okay. Or was it Monday? Shit, I don't know. It was pretty damn recent. I can actually find out. But Michigan was able to get Calvin Russell to decide to come to Michigan for Wolverines Victor's Weekend. This is a major recruiting weekend, guys. Victor's Weekend is the weekend where Michigan is be going all out. There's a ton of major names coming this weekend. This is one of them. Now, here's why it's interesting, guys. He's not coming unless Michigan was willing to do things to get him to come. Okay? That's what I've been told. So some promises were made for him to get to come to Victor's Weekend. Michigan is going to be pushing very aggressively for Calvin Russell because Calvin Russell is a true alpha. Okay. He is a true can start as a freshman type player, and Michigan's going to try and lock him down. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not guaranteeing or promising anything. The only thing I'm going to let you guys know is that Michigan is going to take its shot. We will see how this weekend goes because you already know Bryce Underwood's going to be recruiting him. You already know Michigan's been doing a full court press. This is a very special, important visitor. This is up there with the Savion Hiders and the Malachi Lees and the Carter Meadows of this class. These are your true cornerstone players. I'd even argue Alistair Vallejo is one of those as well, but that's me. But yeah, this is a serious guy that Michigan's going after. We will see out of the weekend if Michigan can break the stigma that wide receivers don't want to come to Michigan, because Michigan is already in a great place for that. And we're going to talk about that with the very next player, Travis Mother Effin Johnson, who is one of my cycle's draft crushes, John. I am a major fan of Travis Johnson. Anyone who's watched the show knows this. We've been talking about Travis Johnson for months. This kid is a dynamic playmaker. He is one of the wide receivers who is going to be breaking the stigma that wide receivers don't want to come to Michigan. We have, I think, 5 predictions of this player right here, Travis Johnson, who is out of Virginia, who is going to be coming to Michigan, and his commitment date is July 4th. And Calvin Russell's commitment date is July 5th. Okay, we just spoke about Calvin Russell. That's July 5th. Travis Johnson's July 4th. As you can see, look at him here. Dynamic playmaker with a lot of speed, some twitch to him. One of my favorites of the cycle. He's one of my favorites. Savion Hider, Alistair Vallejo is one of my favorites, and Carter Meadows are one of my favorites. I also like Amari Lattimore. Let's not talk about him. He went to Wisconsin.
Yeah. Dead to me. No, just kidding.
You're dead to me. No, he's dead to me.
Okay.
We'll beat you on Saturday, bro.
Yeah.
So that's where we are. So Michigan is turning the tide. The next player we're going to talk about is Zion Robinson.
Well, real quick, I do want to comment on both of these. So if Ron Bell, I will say this: if Ron Bellamy pulls one of these two, I will willingly eat some shit on this because I know I've been extremely tough on Ron Bellamy. If he pulls Russell or Johnson, 2 extreme X types who can get the separation we need, who know how to run their routes properly, who know how to do what needs to be done to be that receiver for Bryce that he needs. I'll happily say, you know what? Ron Bellamy's growing on me, because that would be really impressive to score either of these two kind of X types. And I know we're going to talk about Zion, but just had to mention that.
Well, if Michigan can pull, I'm going to leave Calvin Russell out of it, but then we'll add him. Travis Johnson, Zion Robinson, Jalen Pyle, and then let's see who the fourth one is. Is it Calvin Russell? If they pull Calvin Russell, then people need to start telling Ron Bellamy they're sorry, me included. Actually, we're going to do a show where we're all going to make handwritten letters, and then we're all going to mail it the next day, and we're going to let them know, Ron, Uncle Ronnie, I'm sorry, you really are that guy, you know. But we'll see how they do. We see how we close. But for Zion Robinson, player out of Texas, his dad is the director of track and field at TCU. He is no longer, and we talked about this last week, visiting TCU. It does look like momentum and things are trending for Zion Robinson to become a Michigan Wolverine. I do not have a date on when his commitment is going to be, but I do know that Michigan is in a great position. So the name, that's why I want to bring it up, because you have Travis Johnson, you have Zion Robinson, we have Jalen Pyle already in the class. It looks like those three are going to be in. Who's the fourth guy? Is it Calvin Russell? Maybe. We'll find out. We do know they took a swing at Brady Marchese. It did not work out. But, you know, and we do have somebody in the, and I guess I'll just hit on it because this comes up almost every show. What about CJ Sadler? And we talk about this every show. Out of respect to the situation, we can't go into detail on it, but I will just simply say there's work that needs to be done for that to work out. And I know that's the most vague thing ever, and people are like, what the hell? What does that even mean? You know, it's just, you know, there's just things that need to be done on his end for it to work out, or, you know, for things to work out, for things to be mutually beneficial. That's not the right word, but there's just hurdles at the end of the day. There are hurdles that are not allowing that to happen. Okay. So the next player we're going to talk about, John, is Deuce Geralds. Okay. Deuce Geralds is one of the top defensive, interior defensive linemen in this cycle. He is actually visiting. This is very rare. He's going to be visiting Michigan tomorrow and Thursday. So the next 2 days, he's going to be visit. It's going to be a midweek visit for Deuce Geralds, one of the top interior defensive linemen. Michigan got this special official visit like about 2 weeks ago. The reason why, from my understanding, Deuce Geralds is doing a midweek visit is, one, because his schedule is so compact, he wanted to put Michigan into it. But two, Michigan wanted to do some one-on-one with him and really give him the full, because Victor's weekend's this weekend, right? So there's only the staff's gonna be kind of spread thin. There's only gonna be so many staffers available to achieve what they want to achieve with each player. So they want to get Deuce Geralds in this week, give him special treatment, and see if Michigan can make a play here. Very interesting. A player I didn't give you in the list, John, but I want to give an update on.
Sure.
This is one of Bolwell Wins, B-Dubs.
Yeah.
One of his favorite players in the cycle, and that's Ben Bolware, the 6'5", 350-pound monster. He also visited this past weekend. By all accounts, it went great. So then you're asking yourself, well, why isn't there a crystal ball? Why are we not saying he's going to be in the class? Well, because the word is Michigan's going to try and swing for Deuce Gerald, Titan Davis, which we're going to talk about. These players are the play. They're going after the higher pecking order, right? So, South Carolina's the other school where Ben Bolware is going to be taking an official visit, but apparently that's not going to be until the regular season, which is odd. Apparently Ben Bolware may take an official visit. I think it's to Clemson this weekend coming up, but that's not even confirmed yet either. So we will be paying attention to that. But at the end of the day, any of these three guys, if Michigan ends up with any three of these guys to go along with Alistair Vallejo and we also have Mikhail Blade and then Tariq Bonney for this defensive line. We all know we're going after Carter Meadows, which we will talk about also in a little bit. This is looking like an elite defensive line class. So, I mean, potentially, Michigan's got to land some more guys here, especially Carter Meadows. That's the real big fish. But at the end of the day, I mean, Michigan's doing a great job setting itself up. We're in a good position for all these guys. Deuce Gerald's going to be the one. We'll see. We'll learn a lot more after the official visit. We'll see where that goes. Next player we're going to talk about, Markel Dabney, which is interesting because he just received during our show a prediction to Michigan. This was the secret visitor over the weekend, guys. Everyone's like, well, who's the Who's the secret visitor? Who is this guy that Steve Wilfong was very vague about, and what happened, right? Well, it is Markel Dabney, who is a athlete, but he's really a linebacker for Michigan. Full transparency from me, I like some of our other targets more, but Michigan seems to really love this kid's upside, his potential. They think he's a nice ball of clay. They can develop him and grow him. He is athletic. He does have ability. So we'll see. I mean, it does appear that things are trending for Michigan. I know there was a Hayes Fawcett gift today, which I guess we could share that, John. I'll share it.
Yeah, you go for it. Yeah.
So this was today, and typically what this means is a commitment is coming. And why can't I find it? Hold on. I got it. So typically when Hayes does things like this, which I'll share right now, this means a commitment is on the horizon. It doesn't mean it's going to be instantly. It could be a few days, etc. Blah, blah, blah. It could be Markel Dabney. And I know a lot of people are like, well, Hayes typically only does that for the big fish. Well, the thing is, though, a lot of our big fish have commitment dates that are further down the road. And this kid does not have a public commitment date, and things seem to be trending fast. So I'm currently speculating it is Markel Dabney, but it might not be. I could be very wrong on that. That is completely assumption on my end. I don't know. I'm just trying to put the puzzle pieces together like everybody else. But I just don't think it's any of the bigger fish, because unless Savion Hyder would be the biggest fish, but we know he's planning a July, August commitment. I mean, unless he does something out of the blue, then sure. But I just don't see it with the other guys. The only other person I could maybe Zion Robinson, but I don't know. I mean, there's just.
Do you think that Wink is now offering to Dabney the opportunity to play the hybrid kind of linebacker nickelback kind of thing that he wanted to play, and because that's why SMU got him, was because that they agreed to that he could play that role.
Yeah, I mean, it could be the hybrid like Sam position where you're kind of an edge rusher / well, all right. So one thing, okay, actually that's I'm glad you brought that up, John.
Yeah.
Dabney is very good in coverage for a linebacker. Like very good in coverage for a linebacker. So I think that's the appeal. This kid is a two-way linebacker. He not only has the ability to rush the passer, but he can drop in coverage. And that is rare. Like some kids only have one. They're good at one or the other. This kid kind of does have the full package, but he's just not, he's raw. He's got some rawness to him. But in terms of in coverage, though, he's actually, I would argue, actually fairly developed there. But he's kind of a ball of clay. So we'll see. I don't know. We're all observing that one. We'll kind of see where that one goes. Next player I want to talk about is Kari Adams. Big time player, guys. We all know he's top 100. He's an excellent player. Michigan had him for the official visit. They did really well. This does appear to be a Michigan-Notre Dame battle. His commitment date is going to be June 28th. Okay, June 28th. He is going to be visiting Notre Dame this weekend. So we'll find out. There is some buzz that Notre Dame may have the lead going into the official visit, which you already know if that is the case. It's typically not great news, but you never know. I mean, you never know. Maybe they blow it. Maybe he doesn't love it. Maybe Michigan ups an offer. Who knows? There's a lot of time between now and the 28th. If we got Kari Adams, though, that's big time. That's a cornerstone player. So
Sharon's been beating Notre Dame pretty good in the recruiting trail. So we don't want to give Michael Campbell a win by Kari Adams going. So let's get this.
We won't even hear the end of it if that happens. Although he'll make up some excuse that we didn't want him anyways. Yeah. But the next player we're going to talk about, John, is Donovan Webb.
Yeah.
It's also a Michigan Notre Dame battle corner. Mm-hmm. Now he's going to be committing July 2nd. All these kids are committing like within the next few weeks. It's wild. I've actually never really seen it like this. I've never seen. I wonder why. I don't fully know. I mean, there's got to be maybe a reason why all these kids are committing like the end of June, early July. Like there's a lot. But yeah, and I have more. There's more kids I got their commitment dates, like Andrew Clark and Jordan Deck. But yeah, so that is a Michigan Notre Dame battle. It does look like Michigan's in a great position for it. He's going to be committing July 2nd. We'll watch. I mean, some people feel Michigan's in a great spot with Donovan Webb. I'm not too sure on where we stand with this recruitment, but he is a very good player. We would love to have in the class. Next player we are going to talk about, somebody I am sure Michigan is in an excellent position for is DB, safety, likely corner. He's a bit of a tweener between safety and corner. Andre Clark, who has been predicted to Michigan, he is going to be committing June 30th at 2 p.m. Okay, 2 p.m. will be his announcement, June 30th. Be on the lookout for that. Likely kind of lock this one in. He's going to be a Michigan Wolverine, boys. He's a pretty, he's a blue chip player, good player. He has he has a lot of playmaking ability, likely in the class. Then one of my personal favorites, this is another cycle crush for me. We have the huddle tape for Jordan Deck.
Yes.
I love this kid. I effing love this kid. Like, I am such a fan of this kid's game. And you'll see in the huddle tape, this kid lays the effing hammer. He's a playmaker.
Dropping back. Boom.
Call the ambulance. That kid needs an ambulance. Look at this kid. This kid is I just love his film, man. Playmaker. I need it. I need him in the class. So Jordan Deck,
really incredible.
Absolutely crushed it on their official visit. Go on. What, John? I think John froze. All right. So on July 5th is going to be the commitment for Jordan Deck. Okay. Here, we'll pull this down. You there, John?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Is your internet working? Doesn't matter. We don't need that. We don't need the huddle tape. All right. So July 5th will be the commitment date for Jordan Deck. Love this kid. I lean Michigan. I think Michigan's in the lead right now. I'm pretty confident we are in the lead. If we get Jordan Deck, that's epic. If we can get Donovan Webb, that's big. That's another. So Andre Clark, Jordan Deck, Donovan Webb, all seem to be in a great position for Michigan. But let's see. These commitments are going to be in the next 3 weeks. A lot. You guys heard it all. Now, what I want to talk about is Victor's weekend. Victor's weekend is the biggest recruiting weekend of the cycle. This is where Michigan goes all out. This is where the big dogs, these are the big dogs, right? These are your elephants. These are your whales. And I'm going to go through the visitor list and we'll talk about them each one by one. Number one,
right.
Carter Meadows. I need it. Got to have it. This. I know Savion Hyder is the number one player on their board, but for me, it is Carter Meadows. I need Carter Meadows. Carter Meadows is a 5-star edge who is he was number 6 in the nation nationally. I don't know where he is now. But he will be visiting this weekend. Michigan is going to look to close. There has been word for some time that Michigan's actually in the lead. This kid does like academics. He loves Michigan. Let's see if Michigan can close this weekend. It is closing time. The next player we're going to talk about is another top 100 player, Kelvin Obot, the kid out of Idaho, offensive tackle. Michigan could make a run here. Michigan's in a good position with Kelvin Obot. We'll see if Michigan can close here. Another absolute monster that if we can land would look really good in our offensive line class. Then we're going to obviously talk about Malachi Lee. We already talked about Malachi Lee will be visiting this weekend. Another big fish. Next player we're going to talk about is current commit Matt Ludwig will be here. A lot of commits are going to be coming to Michigan to help recruit these kids. This is the weekend where our commits, our class comes to try and recruit these kids to the class. And we'll get into them. I'll tell you everybody who's going to be there. Calvin Russell, we talked about, the other big fish, one of the top wide receivers in the class. I think he's the fifth ranked wide receiver in the entire cycle. They're going to be trying to close. The next one, Titan Davis, top 100 defensive lineman. This is why Ben Boulware does not have a green light right now. It's because they're going after guys like Titan Davis. He's going to be there. Marky Walbridge, who's already, actually, no, he's not. I was going to say he's already committed. He's not. But Marky Walbridge is in a great position. There's a lot of people who believe he will end up in the class. He's kind of a lean to Michigan. Michigan is going to look to close on Marky Walbridge, who is ranked, I think, in the 300s, a disrespectful ranking. It's only because of the competition he plays against. He's a very good player. Michigan likely will push very hard to get him to become a Michigan Wolverine. Next player we're going to talk about is Zayden Crimpen. I'm a big fan of Zayden Crimpen. Very similar game to Bear McWhirter, but the truth is Texas and LSU appear to kind of be the leaders, and Michigan is third right now. And I'm kind of close to this recruitment for a couple reasons. One, Kinetic and Mays Madman have a relationship with Kinetic just threw this up. They have a relationship with him. They've had him on a show. They talk, and Zayden actually just reposted one of Kinetic's posts on Twitter. They have a relationship. But then we have another guy in the network who covers LSU, or Louisiana high school, and all the recruiting for Louisiana and all that. He's on LSU at the Voice of College Football. He feels LSU is going to get Zayden Crimpin. Texas feels they're going to get Zayden Crimpin. I feel it's going to be LSU or Texas. He's from Texas. It's going to be a tough poll, but we'll see. Michigan, we'll find out. This is Victor's weekend. This could be the weekend where Zayden's like, no, this is home. We'll see. But Michigan does have options. Yes, he did. Yeah.
All right, Kinetic.
4-star corner Dorian Barney is going to be will be visiting this weekend. Another big fish that Michigan's going to try and lure. The other safety I want to talk about is Blake Stewart. Michigan's going to try and also make a big play here. These are all top kids. And then I want to get into who else is visiting this weekend. And it's going to be our committed guys, all of them. We already spoke about Matt Ludwig. Well, there's Mason Bonner, Tariq Bonney, Brady Smeagol, QB1, Brody Jennings, Jalen Pyle, Bear McWhirter, and our 5-star long snapper, Colton Dermer. All of them will be there this weekend to commit and close these guys. You already know Bryce Underwood's going to be working too. So this is a major weekend. We're going to have crazy updates next week. We may have updates Sunday. I may have to make a video this week. Who knows? Be on the lookout. But recruiting is hot and Michigan is hot. So I anticipate, I'm going to be very real with you. We've talked, like, one of the things I love about what we do, John, is there's receipts for everything we say. We have talked about, because people were worried about the class, and I think John's frozen. We've talked about that we told you, wait till official visit season before you start worrying about the class, the momentum, where we are. Now that we're in official visit season, now that the House bill is passed, Michigan is in an amazing position to, we're going to pull John down. I don't know what's going on there. Michigan is in an amazing position to capitalize and build on this class to where we're going to have a hell of a class, I would say, after about 3 weeks. 3 weeks, Michigan's going to be adding a lot of kids, a lot of talent to their class. Be excited, guys. There's a lot to look forward to. I think Michigan's going to be landing some big fish. I really do. I think they're going to be closing. Actually, I know they are. I'm going to tell you right now. I know Michigan's willing to play ball. I know Michigan has a green light right now. We should be very excited about it. So let's see where it goes. So yeah, that's where we are. I know John's working on things in the background. It looks like he's ready. We'll pull him up. What's up, buddy? Oh shit. Hold up. What's up, John?
Am I back? All right.
Back, baby. Oh no. Damn. All right, technology's killing us right now. All right, so that's where we are on that is where we are on recruiting, guys. Thank you for rocking with us through the technical difficulties. Let's see if we have any additional super chats. I think we might. We do. We have one. Carter Meadows, do we have a shot? Fuck yes, we do, Moose or B-Dub. You already know we do, bro. Carter Meadows, I think we lead for right now. I think we lead going into the weekend is what I think. And I think Michigan's going to close this weekend. So we should be in a great spot for Carter Meadows. I feel optimistic about it, just like I do Savion Hyder. So we'll see where it goes, man. But I think we're in a good spot. Like I said, I think Michigan is going, and thank you for the super chat.
Thank you.
B-Dub. But guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I think we're going to have a very good class. I do think we're going to have a top 10 class when it's all said and done. I think Michigan's have a great official visits season. I think July is going to be very good for Michigan. And I think Michigan's going to be very aggressive in October, November, and December. I really do. Michigan appears to have an aggressive. I mean, you guys saw, I'm telling you, man, that Brady Marchese situation, I know we didn't get it. We didn't finish the flip. But that should just tell you how aggressive Michigan is behind the scenes. They just tried to flip a very good wide receiver from Georgia.
They're going hard.
Yeah, dude. That's such
it's
a hard
not the
thing
only Georgia battle either. I mean, they're going at Georgia, which I love. Yeah. It's that beat Georgia mentality. Remember the beat Georgia drills?
Oh, they stole Shamari Earls from Georgia.
Yeah. That's what we're looking for. Yes, thank you everybody for bearing with us. Yes, I had to grab my Ethernet cable, which I've been able to get away with not using it, but here we go. If you had the poll $4.99, if you had a number after 2 weeks how many kids do we add?
Let's say 3 weeks because some of these kids are July 4th and stuff. Okay. I think we get Malachi Lee. Okay. I think we get Malachi Lee. Now these are not locks, so do not hold this shit to me, okay? But like I'll tell you what I honestly feel. I feel we get Malachi Lee. I feel very confident we get Travis Johnson. That's 2. I think we get Jordan Deck July 5th. That's 3. I think we get Andre Clark. That's 4. I think we get I think we're gonna get this. I think we're gonna get Markel Dabney. That's 5. So that's 5. I think we're gonna get Donovan Webb. That's 6. All right, that's 6. I'm not done either. Hold on. Let me just think about this more. I want to say Kari Adams, but I think Notre Dame's gonna get him, and it pisses me off. I wish I knew when Meadows' commitment date was, because if it was in the next 3 weeks, I would say that as well. Titan Davis. This is so interesting, guys. All right, all right. I didn't even mention this. I have to mention this. Bro, so we get Titan Davis for Victor's weekend, right? But he plans on committing like the 27th. So like this weekend's it's between us and Alabama for Titan. I know. So like I don't know. It just depends on the weekend how it goes. We could get Titan Davis, but I'm not ready yet. I gotta wait till the official. All right, so
Alabama is not Nick Saban's Alabama anymore. So
yeah, I'm at 6, but there could be another one that there could be a commitment date I'm just not aware of.
Yeah. I was gonna go 4 or 5, but if we get 6, I'd be thrilled.
I'm at 6, but I think Savion Hyder is gonna wait till like end of July, early August. So we're gonna have to wait on that one. But I'm at 6. I think within the next 3 weeks we'll have minimally 6 recruits or 6 commits.
Very cool. Michigander also throwing out a super chat question. Keep them coming, y'all. Super chats are how we're going to take all of our questions for this show. So Michigander with the $1.99. Who is Carter Meadows' recruitment coming down to? Or
yeah, us and Penn State are big ones. It's like pretty much us and Penn State for the most part. There might be a third school, but Penn State seems to be a constant. But here's what's interesting. So he took an official visit to Penn State, and Penn State, the insiders out of Penn State are like, Penn State did their best to position themselves against Michigan. But I'm telling you, I personally believe, just from understanding things, I think Michigan has the lead going into this, and I think Michigan's going to close this weekend. I do. I think they're going to like secure the lead. I just don't know when Meadows plans on committing. I wish I knew that, but I don't know.
Yeah. So keep them coming. Michigander obviously just joined the Leaders and Best tier membership, so thank you for that. And we had a Connor Stallions espionage, so keep them coming. We appreciate everybody. But even folks, there's some people here who are like, I can't super chat right now. Guess what? All good. Hit the like button and we're good.
Yeah.
Chat, hang out, talk to each other, whatever.
Yeah. And honestly, you don't even need to hit. I mean, we love it if you hit the like button. Obviously, that's, man, just hang out.
Just hang out.
Hang out with us, and everyone who can contribute, we appreciate you. Obviously it means a lot to us. It helps us. It helps us reach our goals and the things that we want to do for the channel. Like, there's a lot more we want to do. Like, we're not done. This channel's not done evolving. So we'll keep working on it, building it. We're working on interviews for you guys. We have some plans on that. We'll see where that goes. But yeah, I mean, if you guys can financially contribute, awesome. I mean, it means a lot. But just being here, rocking with us, liking the video, sharing the videos, commenting, that's calling in on Thursdays. Like, that's what's up. That's what it's about. That's why we have a community. You guys make this thing happen. So we appreciate you.
Literally just viewing, not, just literally viewing the show helps us. So,
yeah.
So like any of that, like it's great. So thank you. for just being here, and we appreciate that. Before we get to our last topic, we do want to remind everybody that Mark Rogers wrote a book. It's called Disputed National Champions. Get it at an Amazon near you. He was on our show just a few weeks ago, and we talked about Michigan, Nebraska, 1997. There's a lot more controversy and a lot more of uncertainty of who won the national championship. Mark Rogers, voice of college football, gives his take. Disputed National Champions. Get it on Amazon. All right, folks. BROHIO saying to Buckeyes, maybe lower your expectations on the hammer. For those of you who don't know who BROHIO is, he was featured on the Connor Stallions Netflix documentary. There he is right there, BROHIO. And he posted on one of the Buckeye boards. I want to say this is 11 Warriors, but Doreen, you probably know which one this is. But he is a little behind because the Big Ten hasn't been pursuing action for a while. But he is letting the other Buckeyes know, hey, folks, the Big Ten isn't pursuing any further action. They've moved on. And so he's basically saying, hey, let's cool our jets a little bit. I am seeing not just him do this, by the way, but I am seeing this across the Buckeye-verse that we're starting to see hey, maybe throw some ice cubes on that hot soup of sanctions that y'all have been cooking up over the last couple of years. Maybe throw some ice cubes on there. And I'm enjoying it because after how many, more than a year, maybe 2 years of massive sanctions, all of this has been going on, and now little bit of walk back, TJ, little bit of hey, maybe let's cool it a little,
bro. These delusional ass fans are just fucking nuts. This is the prime time to observe the human condition because of their biases, they're blinded from reality. And I know that they would say the same thing to us, but gosh damn it, I promise you, I literally strive to be objective and neutral on all things, even things I care about, even things I love. I try not to be caught by bias, and because I'm aware of it, I'm conscious of the realities of that. And so that's why I give you guys my honest opinions on things. And typically we hit for average. And the reason why is because we don't take our tribal bullshit into our positions on topics or whatever. So this is a prime example though, where you have, and he even says it here, this is hilarious, this question here. And I think it would take quite a bit more than just OSU and MSU Twitter message, you fucking losers. Best message boards alone to force their hand. Shut up. You clown ass.
Really?
We're gonna roast you. We are gonna roast you guys so hard. Oh my god, I'm gonna roast them. We are going on Red Cedar message board. We are roasting them all, and we're gonna get blocked. I'm gonna get blocked because it's a free message board. I hope you guys all go and roast their asses. We'll all go together and we'll just toast them all. But yeah, I mean, dude, they're just, listen, like we talked about, there is a certain individual who had a countdown clock. Where'd it go, John? Where'd the countdown clock go?
I'm looking for it.
It was 20, 19, 18. Then where'd it go? He got down and then we did the COI, the committee of, where'd it go? The clowns, bro. Because here's the reality. They are projecting what they want to happen, not what is going to happen.
Right.
Because they're fucking delusional. And the reality is they can't stand neither one, Little Brother or the Buckeyes. They can't stand Michigan winning. So they want anything to do whatever they can to stop Michigan from winning because they fucking can't do it. Little Brother is living through Ohio State, and it's disgusting because their program's an embarrassment and they fucking know it.
4 wins, and they're still reeling from the whole Mel Tucker phone sex situation. And remember when they celebrated the 4-star long snapper? Well, Michigan got a 5-star long snapper and all these and is working on all these other recruits. So,
bro, it's so sad. And if I'm telling you guys, if you guys want a good laugh, go to Red Cedar message board, read the fucking thread on Michigan cheating scandal. It is insane how many pages it is. These Buckeyes, literally get their info from a certain source. I'm just going to leave it alone. We all know. And not, and like they fucking live and die by that shit, bro. Like without using their own critical thinking skills and their ability to discern. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? Like this whole situation it's a microcosm of society, not to get too deep down a road, but like, it's hilarious to see the tribal antics of delusion. And that is what we are watching with this entire situation. As Michigan fans, we are observing delusion firsthand, and it is insane to watch, dude.
Yeah. And I'll give you this, Moose. You definitely are you go the hardest, or one of the hardest I've ever seen on X and out there. I love it. And just representing the maize and blue, just calling the Buckeyes out and the MSU fans every day. And that's what we need. I mean, listen, like once the punishments, once everything's official, like what's actually going to happen, we are going to go live. I am hoping that I'll be able to join, as long as I'm not in the middle of a client meeting or something crazy that I have to step away. Like I will be here, or I'll do what happened with Bryce Underwood. When Bryce Underwood was announced and I had to be at a networking event, I just raced home as quick as I could in my suit, and I joined as quickly as I could. But we are going to go live, and we're going to do a call-in show, and it's going to be glorious, and I can't wait.
Dude, and I mean this, all of our fans watching this, start collecting receipts, start bookmarking them on Twitter, start saving them, screenshotting them, whatever. We will figure out a way. We're going to everything is going to be out there, and we're going to cook. We're going to go one by one, grab your drinks, grab your smokes. We're going to have a effing party. I promise you. But now, and I know this because this tape, that what I'm saying could be used against me very, very hard if this goes the opposite direction, but F it. So what? I'm very confident in my position, where this is trending. I think we are going to have a hell of a show that is going to be in our favor. So we'll see, though. To be determined. It is assumptions at this time, but I think we're in a good position.
And hey, Blue Wolverine, this might be the best compliment Blue Wolverine could ever give, because Blue Wolverine, $4.99 super chat, is on the Buckeye podcast every day, going hard, representing. So, like, if he's saying Moose is the Buckeye Slayer, that's a big compliment, because Blue is out there. I mean, I see him on Menace. I see him on some of the other Buckeye podcasts when I sneak in there every now and then. Blue goes hard, and so that's a big compliment right there.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Bruce. I mix Blue Wolverine and Moose, but like Moose is fucking in the lab building these memes to just kill Buckeyes. He's literally like, one of his missions is to just to acquire Buckeye tiers, and that's what Moose does. So yeah, no, it's shout out to the community. We have a few savages that are Buckeye slayers, and shout out to them. We appreciate them.
Absolutely. Thank you all. And so now let's remind everybody, we do have some content coming for you. TJ and Johnny Olden Jr., who did a really great job covering for me during my trip to Cali, which I'm about to talk about next. But this Thursday, another episode of the Michigan Wolverines call-in show live.
Yes, so this Thursday, call-in show live. Me and Johnny Olden, we went 3 hours last week, thanks to the community, and the community wanted more. You guys wanted more, and I'll tell you, it means a lot, because like, we do the show and we have fun, obviously, doing it. It's fun, but like, sometimes we'll get to like the 40-minute mark. There's like 20 minutes left, and then the community is just like, nope, we're going another hour. Like, B-Dub came through real strong. We've had a lot of people contribute, man, and yeah, it's just I'll be honest, I don't really have words to describe the reality of hosting a show that is literally 1 year old. John, you did my first show with me when we did the first call-in show, and where it's come in 1 year, the community, the people, the phone calls, the interactions, it's just amazing. It's I said this in August, last August. This channel has exceeded our expectations. It really has. We have an amazing channel, and yeah, we're just riding, dude. We're just enjoying it, flowing, going, and this Thursday we'll have another great show. We're looking forward to it.
For sure, and definitely we'll support from chat, and I can't wait. And then of course the long-awaited return of the members-only stream next Monday. It's happening 8 p.m. Eastern. And those of you, thank you to those who just became members again today or became members for the first time. Members-only streams are open to anyone who's $4.99 and up. So we'll be chopping it up. We'll take a few calls. This is going to be your opportunity to pick our brain on whatever you want to pick our brain on. And we take every single, unlike this show, like that show, because it's members only, we're going to try to highlight every single chat that people put up there because it's all members. And so it's a great time. Due to travel, due to other things, I know it has been a little spotty, but we are going to get back to a monthly members stream moving forward. Now it's really important. But I'm mea culpa. I have been going all over the country, and it's been kind of spotty since April, but we are back.
Yeah, and me too. I mean, my schedule's been chaotic. I mean, I've been slammed, busy personally and just professionally. So we'll get to it though. We're gonna get back to it. We owe you guys monthly shows, and we have a good time in those as well. So be on the lookout for those. I think our next one is next Monday, right, John?
Yep.
So next Monday we'll have another one.
That's
and then
right.
I also and Michigander asks, will we be doing a show with the Nebraska show for the week 4? Yes. We will be doing for every show. We'll try to do a preview with whether it be within the network or outside the network. Although Nebraska, we'll try and coordinate within the network for that one because Justin Adams is a good one, along with his partner Brian. But yeah, we'll be on the lookout for that. Also, Oklahoma, we'll have the Sooner Smiths on again. I know a lot of people love them. I love them. They're fucking amazing. I mean, they are a power couple, and yeah, we'll have them on again. That'll be a good time.
Yeah, one thing I try to do, and even for New Mexico, and even for the non-con games, we try to get a media person.
I love it.
Who represents every single team that we and last time I'm pretty sure we hit them all, or we went 11 for 12. Yeah. We hit quite a few, and my goal is to try to get 12 for 12 this time and get every single show a media person, a host from Voice of College Football, maybe even multiple, maybe have a show with one and then a show with another if it's like a big game like Oklahoma. But we are going to start that process soon of reaching out to the August and September people. And so that we have people lined up for every Tuesday show to preview the games.
Yeah, like we had Arkansas State represented last year, and it's just cool to meet these guys, because they're literally covering these teams that that's a hard cover, man. There's not a lot of fan enthusiasm, but they're doing it and they know the team, and that's what makes it so. That's why I love college football, dude. Like every single one of these teams, from Eastern Michigan to Keweenaw State or whatever, it's just crazy. Like there's these fan bases that literally ride or die with these teams. Like Fresno State, like that guy we had for Fresno State, dude, they fucking love that team, bro. Like
I know.
It's crazy.
That was fascinating. That Fresno State show was fascinating.
Yeah, man. Like they love it. And I feel like it'd be so hard to be a diehard fan of a group of 5 team, man. Like I met somebody who was a diehard James Madison fan. That's nuts.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of the college football 25 and upcoming 26 games is that you can build up any team to be a contender. And it's obviously harder to build up teams like Fresno State. But hey, anything's possible. Double J, Jackson Johnson, our chief marketing officer in the house with the $2 super chat. let's get Michigan at the voice of college football to 20,000 subs. And if Jackson says it, I mean, that's the directive. We got to go for it now because Double J said it.
I mean, all right, well, let's just also take a moment. I know we kind of talked about it, but to reach 11,000 subscribers, that's a big deal. I've been watching that for a while now. Like, when are we going to get there? I didn't even know, like, you broke it, John. I didn't even know we hit it. And yeah, it means a lot because, I mean, I'd love to get to 15,000. I mean, really, my next goal is 15, but 20 would be something. You know, we'll see. We'll get there. You know, you guys have helped us get there. You guys have pushed it. A lot of you promote us a lot, which means a lot. Like, that's another way too. Like, if you guys want to help us out, that's epic. We can't ask for more. So thank you, everybody. Again, you guys helped us get here. It means a lot. We're not done. We'll keep growing, keep climbing. Speaking
of growing and speaking of life updates and things that are happening, so for those of you who don't want to hear about my engagement situation, y'all can peace at this point. Those who want to hear about it, here we go. So literally at this point, it was a little over a week ago. I got down on one knee at the place that Courtney and I had our first date and proposed. And then we went on a trip to California. We saw a comedy show. We saw my best friend who we met at Michigan. And then we took some pictures on board the Queen Mary, which is a ship that both of us have kind of studied our whole lives. And just, we finally got the chance to just explore the ship. And we took a crap load of engagement photos. There's going to be a lot more coming, but some of these are just really, really dope. And so, yeah, Courtney is my fiance. Some of you have seen her in chat. And you know, it's a very exciting time in my life. It's something that I've had as a goal to try to find my person for a long time. Some of you remember me from 3-4 years ago when I was, you know, in a very different place. And so it's really cool. And so everybody has been so supportive. I mean, everybody has been incredible. And thank you to Racing. Yes, Adam, this is with Courtney. And Courtney's been in chat in many, many occasions. So thank you for that. Thank you, Double J, Michigander. Yes, Adam Lamparello. Courtney's made me lots of things. Lasagna was just but one of them. But you have a great memory, Adam Lamparello, and I do appreciate that. Thank you to Bull. So awesome, all of you. Like, this is great. Yeah, so congratulations, man. You know, I've known for some time that this was the direction this was heading. Yeah. You actually told me at Ashley. Yeah, at Ashley's. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, man. So congratulations, man. Happy for you and good luck, brother, you know, and enjoy the journey. Thanks, Ralph. That's what you're embarking on, bro, is a journey. So enjoy. Thank you. Yeah, and Ralph has been here for a long time as well. I mean, some of you guys have been here since I was hosting the show solo, hosting the show with Mark and with Dre. I mean, way back. So some of y'all are OGs and it's all appreciated. I know, Bull, and you say that, you know, we'll get there. We'll do a picture with the M. And, you know, we are going, by the way, to the Maryland-Michigan game at the Maryland Stadium. So we're going to do that together also. I didn't know. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we live not that far from Maryland Stadium. It's not hard at all to get there to College Park. So Michigan's coming to town. So if anybody else is coming to that game, let me know and we'll chat. If anybody else is coming to Maryland Stadium, you can meet me and meet Courtney. Kinetic, my condolences, # thoughts and prayers. So Kinetic, I guess, not a fan of settling down. Kinetic's all gas, no brakes. Michael. Oh yeah. Even Michael Campbell. And this guy and I have clashed more than almost anybody. Stephen Cherry also said congrats. These are people who we don't agree on much in terms of football, but at least that they were cool on this. So, y'all's first kid going to be named Bryce. It's in the rotation. How about
That's
that?
the perfect name. It has to be Bryce, dude.
It's in the rotation. The Bull, you should pay for an advert. Oh wow, this is a marketing recommendation from B-Dub, as you call him. The Bull will win $4.99. You should pay for an advertisement at the Big House during the season. Well, hey, if a sponsor wants to help us out there, and we want to go in on something together, well, let's talk. If a sponsor is willing to fund it, then we can do that. We're not going to fund that, but if people want to pitch in for an advert, the $1 million or whatever it costs to do an advertisement at the Big House, hey,
yeah,
let's we can start that.
The Big House doesn't do ads, but we'll figure it out. Maybe one day we'll get somewhere around the Big House. Put a billboard somewhere by the Big House. You know what we could do is, that house we were at, hang a banner.
Yeah.
Hang a banner in the house.
Yeah. I feel like that house was dope. We definitely gotta
not
figure that out again,
because everyone will take it.
Thank you, Moose. That means a lot. Thank you, Detective Wolverine. TJ just reminded me of that. Good call. I should have remembered. I don't see a lot of ads at the Big House, so yeah, I guess that's a thing.
Keegan.
Still. All right, Keegan. We don't. Yeah. No. That will.
So
yeah. That'll never happen. So there you go.
So
that's done. But thank you for that. So anyway, appreciate everybody who said nice things about the engagement, and appreciate everybody for being here in whatever way you want to be here, because you all make the show. Every single one of you, however you want to be here and support or chat or view or whatever, you guys make the show. And of course, the Bull, not to wrap up just yet. He doesn't believe in wrapping up. $4.99. I proposed to my wife at Iridescence atop Motor City Casino. Horrible dinner. Finished the night with Taco Bell. Great choice. Still going after 15 years. I mean, the place I took her to it was a couple steps above Taco Bell, but a couple steps below. It was our first date, and so I called them up and I said, hey, I'm proposing. If there's something cool you could do, like a dessert or whatever. They had a whole flower display out there waiting for us, and chocolates, good chocolates everywhere, table reserved. And this is kind of it was our first date locale. It's a fajita place. It's not anything great, but they really pulled out all the stops, for us. And I thought it was really cool. So yeah, the Bull with the Taco Bell. Absolutely. Fantastic. All right, everybody. I think that's going to do it for us today. Again, thanks everybody for being here. You can follow us on Twix at TJ_Ronin and at John Diadamo. Jack's coming up right now, I believe. We've got Penn State Nittany Lions Live Episode 1. Learn about the Penn State Nittany Lions. Big recruits are nearing their decisions. YouTube.com. Check it out. Thank you, Double J, for doing that. We're going to end the show with a note from Mark Rogers, voice of college football, about the Amazon link. And until next time, go Blue, and we'll see you soon.
Go Blue.
You can make a difference here at the Voice of College Football. Use the Amazon link. Financially contribute to the Voice of College Football without spending a penny. Same shopping experience. It's easy. Go to any video on any channel. Go to the description section and grab the link right next to the capital letters that say Amazon. Use that link, and Amazon will instantaneously convert to your account, settings, history, everything intact, just like whatever link you use right now. No difference. Pay no attention to the product that you see right there. Just go search what you want. Don't forget the Amazon link. Thank you for your support. Sincerely, the voice of college football.